Yeah, the Sandusky Sun.
Do you know how fucking lucky we are that we got through life without ever getting like fucking molested?
It is pretty fortunate, yeah.
I mean, why is Walt very quiet?
I've never revealed this, but I almost happened.
What happened?
I was hitchhiking. Remember this?
I remember when you were a child and this happened, yes.
How old are you?
I wasn't 21. I was still, all right. I don't even know if I was 18. I might have been 17.
No, you had to be because you were working at Food Town.
I was working in Seabright in Food Town. I didn't have a license.
Okay.
I came closer than you.
Captain Longnuts?
No, not even him, a different dude.
But, all right. Well, let's tell our near misses. Let's tell our near misses.
We'll see who came
really closer to a near miss.
I don't even have a near miss. Like, I was totally insulated.
So I worked about, I don't know, 2-3 miles from my home at a Food Town. Mm-hmm. And I would ride a 10-speed bike there. Sometimes I'd get dropped off by my mom. And one of these nights, sometimes I would just walk. Mm-hmm. But one of these nights, this was an era where, like, you know, hitchhiking, I don't know if hitchhiking was that, like, you don't ever see anybody hitchhiking anymore, do you?
I hitchhiked in Hawaii like 3 months ago.
Did you?
What?
Yeah, I had to get somewhere, and like it was a car to get to me would have been like an hour. So I just walked up to the highway and hitchhiked.
Well, I know in like they do it in Alaska and stuff too because it's so far between places.
Did you get picked up?
Yeah.
By a stranger?
Yeah.
This is shockingly like
no, you didn't tell me this either.
That's shockingly like really like
why? It's Hawaii, man.
Bizarre behavior.
On my part?
They got ice all over the place. You ever see Dog the Bounty Hunter? That island is just like
I'm not going to get into a car that pulls up and it looks like a fucking janky.
So what are you going to say? What are you going to say when they pull over?
Are you on meth?
I don't care about their feelings. I'd be like, nah, it's all right, buddy. Thank you. They don't matter to me.
You'd pull that card of like, I'm not going to get in the car. You look a little bit
without a doubt, 100%. What am I going to get in that piece of shit just to save their feelings?
But you can't. I mean, look at somebody like Ted Bundy, man. Like you probably get in a car with Ted Bundy, like good-looking guy,
really irresponsible
well-groomed,
behavior, though. But for a man your age,
why? Nobody's going to fuck with me.
He could take care of himself.
Yeah, like it's not like I'm infirmed. Like I can handle myself.
What if you? Okay, what if there was a guy in the front seat, a guy in the back seat? You get in that car?
Probably not.
So now you're like, so there's a lot of caveats to this.
Well, yeah, of course. There's no caveats. I hitchhiked.
Yeah, but so if they're two normal looking dudes, one in the front, one in the back.
Well, why is he riding in the back seat? Is my question.
Well, he gets out. It's like, I'll get in the back, buddy. You get in the front.
That to me is like, no.
That would send your flag up?
I got in the back seat.
You got in the back seat.
Yeah.
So this person trusted
two people in the front?
Yeah, 2 people in front. A guy and a girl. But she was older. She was
Did they have any idea that a Joker was in their car?
No.
Even at the end of the ride?
No.
Like, surprise! You didn't recognize me.
They drove me.
Do you think? Are you as shocked at that revelation as I am?
Yeah, it is.
In
pretty,
this day and age,
I'm surprised that you didn't have a rental car.
Exactly.
Well, we did have a production vehicle, but it had left to take people back. I would have had to wait for it.
So were you all pissy? Were you like, fine, then I'll fucking hitchhike and get killed?
I'm never pissy. I'm never pissy when it comes to that sort of stuff. I was like, all right, no big deal. I was like, I'll just go up and hitchhike. And people in the production were like, what are you fucking kidding
They
me?
had the same reaction.
They had your reaction. I was like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I'll just go up. I stuck my thumb out and these people
How long did it take
over.
to get pulled over?
I mean, it was within 4 minutes. It was like right away.
That's weird.
Were they Hawaiian?
He was, yeah, because he was telling me stories about when we were driving past like a waterfall. He was talking about like how that used to be sacred to his great.
Oh, so he was a Hawaiian.
He was a Hawaiian. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Although he told me that there's no such thing as pure Hawaiians anymore. He said that true Hawaiians.
He gave you a speech on racial purity.
He did. He said that when the white man came to Hawaii.
Don't get me started, yo. I'm from Shaolin.
Yeah.
I don't know about that shit.
You wouldn't believe it. What I see on a daily basis.
What I got to put up with.
I open my front door. There they are, looking at me with their non-white eyes. It's a fucking travesty. So go on.
Tell me your sob story.
Yeah. What's up, brown man?
Wait, so in his story, white people are bad, but in my story, It's not white people that are bad. So that's how I'm trying to connect
you're
with this guy.
You're emphasizing with him.
Yeah. You're like, I know exactly how you feel, except totally opposite.
Like, I kind of agree with the white people. No, he said that they brought diseases, and because the Hawaiians, Polynesians, whatever they were at the time, never ran into these diseases, it wiped them all out. He said the only ones that survived were Chinese people that came and started sleeping with the local population, and they were able to breed a strain of Hawaiians that are able to resist the white man's germs. Really? He says that there are no true Hawaiians left. Every one of them.
That was Hitler's speech. Super Hawaiian.
He was friendly about it. I mean, listen, he was telling me stories about how you can't go near that waterfall.
That are impervious to disease.
Yeah. That's what he said. And then he said that.
I would have jumped out of that car at doing 60.
No, you think that? Wait for this part.
Barrel roll.
He points out a waterfall, and he says there's a spirit that lives in the waterfall.
Well, they're very.
He says
I don't want to say superstitious.
It has killed any white people that approaches it. He says only Hawaiians can, and even then, if the spirits is in a bad mood, then it will kill. It said it killed a Hawaiian mother and 2 babies, and then he goes, the search party went to the waterfall to find them, and a boulder came out of nowhere and killed the search party.
Huh.
He goes,
I'm not
that's some
overkill
this. Shit, man.
Yeah,
wait a minute.
There's a waterfall with a spirit.
There's a waterfall.
A mother brought her kids up there,
and what, they fell down the waterfall?
He just said they drowned. I don't know.
Okay.
But they were Hawaiian. The spirit was in a bad mood that day. And then when the search party went up to find them, a boulder, he said, nobody knows where it came from. It flew in the air as if it was thrown, and it killed the whole search party.
What year would this be?
He didn't get into it like that.
Were you not a little bit nervous about this?
I was in the back seat. I mean, it was a 4-door car.
How long was the ride?
15, 20 minutes.
Wow.
Huh.
Yeah.
I cannot believe in this day and age that you would take the risk of hitchhiking, though. It's so irresponsible, though.
Aloha, bro.
It's really irresponsible to even talk about it on the podcast, though, because we got young listeners.
Yeah, they're going to be like, "Oh, I want to be
you
like
could do
you."
It. Oh, I could do it too. Would you advocate people just getting in strangers' cars?
I would advocate that people should do whatever they think is best in their own lives. And certainly don't look to an impractical joker for fucking life lessons. If you do that, you're already on the wrong foot.
Well, it seems like it sort of petered out in the 70s after 99% of serial killers were getting their victims from hitchhiking. But you saw it into the 80s, and it definitely slowed down to the point. If I saw someone hitchhiking down the highway right now, I'd be like, "That's bizarre."
Yes,
that's crazy.
Yes.
We should do it. We should set up a camera, and I'll just stand out there and hitchhike, and we'll see how long it takes for somebody to pick me up.
Does it change your opinion that it was 2, 3 in the afternoon, beautiful, bright, sunny Hawaiian day? You know what I mean? It was like.
Would you have done it in the evening?
I don't know, but probably. It was also the road was that one along the water. It wasn't in the middle of woods and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was like their highway. It felt safe.
So what happens? Let's say you're feeling uncomfortable and he doesn't pull over. What's your move?
I tell him to pull over?
Yeah.
I tell him, I said, if you don't pull over now, I'm going to fucking grab you from behind and start choking you. Something like that.
Kill us all.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
And then he's got, well, I got a gun, he goes.
Oh, good luck shooting. Then I attack. If he says he's got a gun, then I'm on the attack.
It's escalated quickly.
No. Yeah.
All right. Wow.
Nice and sunny, huh? Fuck you.
All right, but what's your story?
See if you almost got molested.
Well, yeah.
You came about as close, by the way.
It was probably the one and only time I ever hitchhiked. And I got picked up. Oh, my God. It's the second time I ever. Actually, I did it twice. The first time I did it, I got picked up by. And this is one of those stories where I thought it was going to go I thought I was in a Porky's or something. I got picked up by a young girl.
Meat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I got picked up by a young older woman.
A young older woman.
Yeah, but older than me at the time.
Oh, okay.
So in her late 20s.
Oh, wow.
I thought
she's going to finger me for sure.
Let me out of the car.
Oh, God. Please no.
But yeah, it didn't. But nothing happened though. But so the second time though that I did it, I got picked up by a dude, and it was nighttime, and he started staring at me while I was driving, not even looking at the road.
Oh, that's weird.
And I could feel him staring at me, and he goes, "You want to go party?" And I go, no. And he goes, I know there's a party. Why don't you just come to the party with me?
Party.
And I was like, that's okay.
By party, I mean you're digging your own grave tonight.
And I was getting really nervous and really self-conscious, and he kept staring at me.
Start covering your price.
And he goes, well, do you party? He goes, and I go, yeah, I didn't know. I go, sure, I party.
You should have said no, because now you've insulted the guy. He's like, do you want to come to a party? You're like, no, not with you.
I didn't want to make it sound like I was a square or a nerd.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, but I just got off work. I said, I got to go home and take a shower and everything. I'm not, I'm a mess. He goes, you look okay to me. And I was like, yeah. And so I knew that I made a big mistake. And I remembered I had a box cutter in my pocket.
Oh, he's like fucking Muhammad Asa over here. A box cutter.
No, I didn't say
the guy barked at me. I asked him if he wanted to party. He barked something weird, slashed me, and we crashed. I don't know where he went.
So I have my box cutter, and I took it out of my pocket, and I had it in my hand. And I go, you could just let me out right underneath the Highlands Bridge.
Right.
That leads you into Seabright, or leads you into Sandy Hook.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And my heart was pounding. I was so scared that he was going to attack me.
He's going to make you party.
I was like, if I get out, I was talking to God. I was like, if you just get me out of this car and anything happen, I will never hitchhike again, and I will go to church, and I will be a good person, yada yada. All these promises that I never kept, and so he didn't stop though when I asked him right up here, and he didn't. He kept going, and I was just like, bro, right up here. Right up here is fine. And then he goes, all right. And he pulled over and he let me out though.
Wow.
But I was fucking getting nervous. I was so terrified though, and I never hitchhiked again though.
How old was
I never told that story since I probably told you.
Yeah, I remember that happened. I was just like, why didn't you just call me? I had a car.
Yeah, I didn't want to keep bugging you though, because you had driven me many times.
Well, how old was the guy? That I do forget.
God, in the dark. He could have been in his 30s. Could have been in his 40s. I don't remember.
Which would be old to us at 18. That
at 18,
old.
he looked older than me.
Uncut penis.
So I was almost, I was almost Sandusky'd.
That sounds hairy.
You almost got Sandusky'd pretty bad.
What about you?
I think I've told this story before.
On TSD?
Yeah, I think so. I was.
Is this with the pot?
No. Oh no, not that guy.
Fake oregano.
No, we were selling shitty pot, and the guy was like, come on in and smoke this good stuff. And it was good, and it knocked us on our asses. But that guy wasn't like, now we're going to suck dicks or whatever. No, I was in Atlantic Highlands, and London, our friend Mark London had a bike, and he was riding home, and I was going to take the bus. We were right across the street from like Food Town, not across the highway, but across the street. And I see a guy drive by, and he leans down and looks at me real fast as I'm sitting on the bus bench. And he goes around that circle, and he swings on by, and the window's down, and he goes, hey, you want to ride? And I was like, sure, because I thought it was the reverend from the church that I went to once in a while.
Right.
And so I get in the car, and we start driving, and I look over, and I'm like, that's not the reverend. So I remember he had Kashmir on, he was playing some rock.
Oh, he had Zeppelin on?
Yeah, he had some Zeppelin.
I thought you meant he was dressed all in cashmere. I was like,
that's one classy
damn,
Sandusky.
Where'd you get that?
This is a pimp.
This is soft.
You gotta dry clean this shit.
No, he's like, so where are you coming from? And I was like, I already was like, oh shit, this guy, there's something up with him. And I was like, my girlfriend's house. She wasn't my girlfriend, she was just my friend. And he goes, oh, cool. He goes, so do you get many blowjobs?
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
And I remember I was like, I get my fair share. Having never gotten a blowjob to that point.
Did you know what it was?
Yeah, I'm just like, maybe I have. I don't know.
Were you old enough to know what it was?
Oh, yeah. I was like 15.
All right.
I'd given several by then. I just was waiting for my turn to come around. And he was same thing. He was like, do you want to hang out? He didn't say party, but he was like, do you want to hang out? And I was like, no, I'm already in trouble. My parents are expecting me and blah, blah, blah. And as we're driving, I see London pedaling his ass up the hill on the highway. I'm like, fuck, I wish I was him. And we finally stopped by the Catholic church 2 blocks from where I live. And he was like, all right, well, we'll hang out another time, which obviously we didn't. Well, I mean, he didn't come through with the blowjob. But I was telling the story in Spanish class, and somebody was like, as I got into the story, he goes, "Holy shit, that faggot tried to pick me up." And it was like a guy who was going around like picking up kids, young boys, and like paying them to like let him suck their cock, which had I known that was going to be the deal.
Who do you think? All right, Q, you got to weigh in. Who came closer to getting raped?
Yeah, you. Because this guy.
Boom, baby.
This guy was. He fucked up a business transaction.
Infested me.
You were menaced.
Yeah, I guess my guy was kind of cordial about
That shit still goes on. My buddy Jiggy, the guy who opens for us, we were in Chattanooga.
Right.
And this was last year. And an Uber driver went to drop him off at the hotel. And the guy goes, hey, Jiggy tells the story right. He says he was so like sunny and cheerful. Like when he pulled up to the thing, it was like midnight. He goes, "Hey, you want a blowjob?" And Jiggy was like, "No, I'm okay." He's like, I'll just take you right around the back. He goes, I'll blow you. You don't have to do anything. I'll just blow you.
And who wouldn't mistake Jiggy for a 16-year-old?
and Jiggy left. So that shit's still going. And Jiggy was like, nah. And the guy was like, all right, man, no problem.
Well, there are tons of guys that would be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But it must be, I know.
I'd be like, I'm sorry, what?
What did you just say? Like the fuck did you just say to me?
You would have to be like, there's no way I heard what I think I just heard.
Yeah.
Well, it must be seeing the world now through much more mature and more open eyes. It must be hard to be a gay man
molester.
Because you're always like, well, how do you know?
Yeah.
How do you know if the person you always got to you're always putting yourself out there.
Well, I think that's why you need a vibrant, open gay community. You know what I mean?
It must be really hellish to be like, well, how do I know? Should I say anything? Should I? I got a feeling,
You think so? You blame Jiggy for putting off that vibe?
No, I'm just saying. But I guess today it's a little bit different. But boy, it must have been hard to make that first move, right?
Oh,
dude, you made the first move in the 70s. It could mean your death.
Literally mean your life.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're like you really have to be sure that you're not going to get turned down.
Back then, these days, you could just be like, "Hey, you want your dick sucked?" Somebody's like, "Not really."
There's
They're
an
like,
app
cool.
for it.
They'll just move on to the next guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that that's the world we live in now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's just open propositions. There's no way that guy, if he's an Uber driver and it's a girl and he's like,
they're not supposed to do that, right?
You want to get fucked?
An Uber?
That sounds aggressive, right? No, I don't think, I think there's probably somewhere in the Uber bylaws is do not offer to blow passengers.
I don't know. Uber's pretty fucked up.
If let's say it's not that forward though.
Right.
Can you make any kind of
I don't think you should be doing that to women no matter what.
No. I didn't mean. I mean, to men or women.
To men, I mean, look, I don't know.
Here's a double standard.
Well, I can handle anybody hitting on me, but a woman who calls a car to get home and then suddenly she's getting hit on, which I'm sure happens almost every time they get into a fucking Uber anyway. That's it's not right.
How do you know you could handle yourself though? You don't have the experience like me and Walt fending off these fucking horn dogs.
You know how many fights I've been in my life?
Probably more than me and Walt.
Yeah,
combined.
but not one of those fights was to sleep with you though.
Yeah, then nobody was naked.
Nobody wanted to
They weren't fighting for your love.
to make love to you though.
No, but I think I would fight only harder in that situation.
Oh, you would fight harder against a guy who just wants to love you?
Who's trying to rape me?
No.
Trying to finger me? Me? Oh no! If some dude hit on me, that wouldn't faze me at all.
Has it happened yet?
You know what? At the fucking upfronts,
Sal was like,
at the
Buddy.
upfronts.
Upfronts.
at each other.
Super drunk gay dude was literally like he said flat out, "I want to suck your dick" to me. That was 3 weeks ago.
It's very.
He's like, I also drive for Uber part time.
Yeah, nah.
Is the gay community
And
a
he
little
was-
bit too
and-
forward at this point, though?
He was
Appear so.
I mean, I'm glad that they're living in a climate
I
now
don't
where
think
you
they're
can
all
say,
like that. I think this one guy was drunk and very out there.
but I mean, that
flamboyant?
is,
Yeah.
but that's
He's
very.
like, hello, Q.
That's basically it.
Really?
That's very forward, though. There's no hey,
Man,
let's
you
want to go to a
fucking know
movie.
till you take a shot.
Like, you want to go to see a movie and then
So now I used to romance him first. he knows that, like, say Q's been drinking, maybe Q's like, sure, go ahead, whatever. But it's like if they're going to a movie and then next it's like, hey, you want to go hang out in the park for a little bit and throw frisbee, and then it's like 4 dates, and then he's like, there's no way Q's putting up with all that.
Yeah,
right.
But I probably wouldn't just take
that
a
the first
blowjob
time?
from a dude.
Probably.
I guess that forward, yeah, I think so.
I've never had a dude ever say that.
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with us?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It took me 41 years for that. That's not
Yeah, man, but we're already on 49. We're 8 years.
if it hasn't happened yet, it ain't going to happen.
Oh no, not now.
Well,
Yeah,
you're a bear, dude. You could get away. You can get it.
Yeah, not for long. I have to go on like this, like hypoglycemic diet to
Really?
fucking get my weight down so I don't get diabetes and lose a fucking foot or
That
something.
would be good.
Nobody's gonna want to suck my
I
dick.
bet you there's even a community that likes like men with 1 foot.
Yeah, they're like, look at this fat ass with 1 foot. Let me suck his cock. He can't run away.